Yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about why you'll no longer be worried about heartbroken if you were ever let's say curved by somebody or overlooked by people or people who doubted you or etc like that. If you go on semen or retention and you consistently put in work, you'll no longer be hindered by them. You'll also no longer be affected by you'll no longer be affected by what people think about you when you go on semen or retention. If let's say for an example, maybe it was a girl who didn't show you any signs, or basically she curved you, or she wasn't really into you, and you were trying to, let's say, get with her. What I'm here to tell you is that if you're on retention and you're consistently putting in work, honest, and you're honestly living your life, you're not taking any shortcuts, and you're being due diligent and knowing what you have to do every single day to increase your life, I'm here to tell you that congratulations, you'll no longer be affected by whether they like you or not, whether people F with you or not, whether you're liked by people. You'll no longer be affected, and I'll tell you why. And there is a scientific reason behind this. Because if you're, let's say, putting in work, consistent work that you believe in, work that you can actually take with you, and you're actually working on yourself, you'll no longer be affected by other people's opinions, because you're making amends, and you're making amends by your past. You're making amends to your future. You're making amends to your present. You're basically fighting for your future self, and you're healing old wounds. The best way to get over, let's say, somebody, something, what people said about you, is to put in consistent effort and put in honest effort, because only you can save yourself. Only you can be proud of the things that you've done. And if you go on semen retention and like I said, you put in consistent work, you'll no longer be affected by if she didn't F with you, if she curved you, if people didn't F with you, because you're actually putting in work that you're proud of. And the only opinion that really matters is your own. This is the alpha mentality. This is the masculine intent. This is how some men strive to think. The difference between, like, let's say, people, different types of men, is their mindset. That's all it comes down to. Like, I'll tell you how important the mindset is. Because let's say, for an example, somebody like Kanye West, his mindset is unreasonable. He has a very unreasonable mindset. He's the only one who thinks that he could have made a brand and scaled it to over $1 billion in sales. He's crazy enough to think that, and his result is he's actually done it. This is the difference. Another example, let's say Steve Jobs. He's the only one who thought that he could literally create a phone, and literally a majority of the world would have it in their hands. He's the only one who's crazy enough to think that, and the result is what he created. So start taking off the restraints on your mindset. Start taking the restraints off. The limiting beliefs, that's not possible, the reasoning talk, that can't be done talk. That's basically, it's called being domesticated. You have to be a lion with your mindset, because your mind can only take you as far. Wherever the mind goes, the body proceeds. So start taking your mindset to places that you never thought you could take it. And if you go on semen retention and you consistently put in work that you believe in, then you're finally going to reach that type of level, because you're actually putting evidence behind your mindset. I was telling somebody about how their beliefs kind of create their reality, and then he was like saying, well, I can't. Well, what if I believed that I was going to make it to the NBA? Well, and then that was basically his defense of trying to defense the statement of mindset, beliefs creating your reality. And what I realize is there's a difference between beliefs that you say you believe in, your conscious brain believes in, and the beliefs your subconscious believes in. The subconscious is the most powerful type of brain. The subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the reasoning mind. It's the one that says, it's basically like your mom. It's basically like, it's the reasoning mind. It's the one that puts logic into everything. But the subconscious is the one that has your full beliefs on display, and it records everything. So start putting belief enhancing statements in your subconscious mind, and then your life will take you there. So like I said, semen retention will get you to the point where your mindset is impeccable and your belief system is so unreasonable, so wild, that you're the only person that can believe in you is yourself. And don't let yourself down either, because you can have a lot of these positive goals and stuff, but if you're not sticking to it every day, then you won't believe it. And if you don't believe it, you'll never achieve it. So if you ever had, let's say, a girl who curved you, someone who you were putting interest in, but they didn't reciprocate it, the best way, let's say, to get over them and to create a new life for yourself is to put in consistent work that you're proud of, retaining meditation, and doing things that you actually believe in. This will get you to a whole nother level of freedom. And then you can use your newfound self to attract even better for yourself. Now how do you get her to submit to you when you go on retention? Because, I mean, you can look the part, you can talk the part, but you have to walk the walk. When you're in the point where you're trying to, let's say, attract her to get her to like you, you almost have to have this delusional confidence. You have to have this delusional belief that every girl that you come in contact with you wants you, and you actually have to act the part. You have to be sort of cocky. You have to be cocky. You can't really try to put her above you on a pedestal, because that's not going to work. You have to have some sort of confidence and take risks with her, because the really attractive women, they're already used to guys submitting to them. But the one guy who comes in with cockiness knows how to have a good conversation and teases her a little and uses this thing called banter, which is content-free conversation. And banter is basically saying things like talking about things that she may be a little bit insecure about, but saying it in a joking way. This is literally the difference. Let's say, for an example, she has a big forehead. Just for an example, you can say something that might poke fun at her a little bit, but not in a very harsh way, in a very, let's say, joking manner. And then she's gonna remember that, and she's gonna realize that she's insecure about it. And then the guy who can talk to her like that, it shows that you're intelligent, because intelligent people make jokes about things, and they're really good at conversations. People with really good emotional intelligence can have a good conversation, can have a long conversation and say it in a joking manner, and people will be naturally drawn to them. This is a skill that can be picked up and can work heavily in your favor if you use it correctly. So like I said, maybe it's a girl that you're really excited about. Start talking to her in a playful type of way. Use this term called abrasive gentleman, meaning you're saying things that may be a little bit mean, but you're saying it in a very nice way, in a very joking way. And the more you can do this, the more you'll kind of create a bond with her, and she'll look at you as a jokester, and she'll be naturally drawn to you because you can make her laugh and things like that. So yeah, this is it. And also, if you ever were kind of sad that she didn't reciprocate that energy back to you, just kind of level up. Use that as motivation to create a better life for yourself, and then you're gonna be happy eventually. The unhappiness comes from thinking that she's better than you and doing nothing about it. If you think that, then obviously she's gonna run circles in your brain, and you're not gonna do anything about it. You have to kill the beta. This is what a lot of guys go through, like killing the beta. It's a thing that a lot of guys go through, where maybe a girl didn't reciprocate that energy back, and now they think that she's the only girl in the world, and they have this one-nightist thing, and now, like, what am I gonna do? The problem is, like, you haven't just bossed up enough. You have to fight back. You have to like I said, you have to self-develop in order to kill it. You have to be so happy with yourself that you couldn't care less about her anymore. And if she still's like reciprocating in your brain, you haven't bossed up enough. You have to get to the point where you're so okay with yourself that it doesn't matter if she's with you or she isn't with you. Because women can go off just by their looks. They can get through, in today's day and age, women can get through life, a lot of them, with just by the way they look. But men, they actually have to put in work. They have to put in consistent work to try to achieve some sort of success. And then once they achieve that success, then it's easier for them. So the guy definitely has to put in more work than the woman to be accepted by, let's say, society. We live in a one-sided world, so it's time for us to, like, kind of level up and boss up to get what we want. Like, comment, subscribe below. We'll see you in the next video.